Go ahead and talk on then, that's cool.
Plus also too, to make sure that if anything happens to one or the other, that the surviving spouse doesn't become a statistic for the government, okay? I mean, we see a lot, I get a lot of phone calls, I sit down with a lot of people, and, you know, he's retired, his pension plan, he took the A plan instead of B or C percentage going to her upon his death, he took A, 100% of the money goes to him upon his passing, she gets nothing, right? That's not right. That's not right. Because she was a homemaker her entire life, raising the children and raising the family, then she should be entitled to part of your pension, okay? So how do we backfill that? Well, we backfill that through our life insurance that we offer with the Knights of Columbus. Because where I told you our permanent whole life insurance goes to when? 120, okay? So that's a win-win for you. The second thing is the fact is that you're filling the gap upon your passing, that she'll be the beneficiary and that she can continue life moving forward. All right? Have any of y'all heard of a gentleman by the name of Tom Hegna? No? Okay. Tom Hegna, he was a money guru. He was with Fox. I don't know if any of y'all watch Fox News or anything. He was a contributor to Fox News. He's also on the circuit where he does a lot of financial advising and so on and so forth. And we had him at a conference with us back in Omaha, Nebraska this past summer. And one of the things that he says, man, I wish I was Catholic. Because the Knights of Columbus has the finest financial products of anyone in the country. Because our whole life products that we offer, nobody can touch. Our long-term care plans, nobody can touch. Our annuity programs that we have with our paid out immediate annuities, nobody can touch. Why? Because we're not for profit. We're not for profit, okay? So who would you rather have more money going to? Your family, yourself, or to the company that's selling you the product, right? So this is why we're in business. This is why Father Jimmy started us, okay? And some of the stuff that we do have, it's out of the ballpark, is another product that's called Survivor Universal Life, okay? It's a second to die policy that the Knights of Columbus offers. And one of the things that separates us from the rest of the world, okay, is our guaranteed no lapse protection rider. Oh, by the way, it's free. If you go to another company that has a no lapse guaranteed protection rider, you got to pay for it. But then again, too, theirs isn't guaranteed, because if the numbers get to a certain point 30 years in, then you got to start paying for it if you want to keep it, okay? But the Knights of Columbus, with our guaranteed protection rider, is the fact that once the policy's paid up, you'll never pay another dime on it. And why would you want something like this? Well, there's several reasons, okay? One of them is if you want to leave a legacy for your family, like a daughter, a son, or if you have a special needs child, okay? Special needs children are living to age 60, okay? They're living past mom and dad. So in order for mom and dad to keep money for that child coming in so it doesn't become the statistics, that child needs something, right? So we have a second to die policy. Also, too, another thing you can use with that is if you want to leave a legacy at your church, all right? I don't think Father Child, you wouldn't turn down a life insurance policy, would you, as a beneficiary? No, not at all. And people do it all the time. I write a lot of policies where, you know, they'll come to Father and say, hey, look, I can't give you $10,000 or I can't give you $15,000, but if I take out a life insurance policy, can the church be the beneficiary? Yes, absolutely. Upon your passing, that $10,000, $15,000, $25,000 gift you give to the church, that will go towards your capital campaign. Is that right? Amen. Thank you. Very good. Yes, we write some of those. Another thing, too, is that we have long-term care. We're about one of the only long-term care companies out there that still has a private policy that you can get. A lot of companies out there, they're putting on riders on life insurance, they're putting a rider on an annuity, they're putting a rider on here, you're putting a rider on there. But when you get down to it, all right, you get one or the other. You don't get both, okay? So if you got a life insurance policy that's got a long-term care rider, and it's got to be whole life, because they're not doing term, it's got to be whole life, it's got to have cash money in it. Basically what they're saying is that you're going to take the cash value out of that policy, pay for your long-term care, but upon your passing, there's no money left for life insurance to pay for your funeral, okay? The Knights of Columbus, that's why we have ours separate. You have your long-term care policy here, and then you've got your life insurance here. We keep them separate. Another thing too is that long-term care insurance is very hard to get. The younger you are, the better off you are to getting it, to applying for it. A lot of financial guys will tell you, oh, you don't need to apply that until you're 60, okay? And it doesn't work like that anymore. You need to be mid-40s to early 50s to apply for some type of long-term care, because the way that they go through the medical's getting a lot tighter, especially with long-term care insurance, and they want to make sure that you're healthy, okay? And the fact that you don't have any medical issues. I had 2 policies that I delivered on Friday where I was very surprised that he got approved. I didn't think he was going to get approved, but him and her got approved, which is great. And they took out what they call a share care. A share care is basically a policy on him and a policy on her, okay? If one of them goes to facility and they use all of their benefit first, then they can share the surviving spouse's benefit if need be, so that the money will transfer from, say, his account into her account, so then that way she can stay where she's at, or he can stay where he's at, and that the monies will be flowing from the other's policy. Now, the downside to that is that if the second individual needs to go to a nursing home, as where the first used up 1.5 years, then he may only have 1.5 years to 4.5 years left on his benefit. But that's how shared care works. You're sharing with each other. Another thing too is that when you guys get ready to retire, your company's going to hand you a lump sum of money. Boom. Okay? Knights of Columbus, we have what we call a single premium immediate annuity. It's called a SPIA. Okay? It came out 3 years ago. It's one of the best products we have because you're guaranteed, oh my gosh, can you believe this? You're guaranteed a paycheck for life or within the time period you choose. Okay? And another thing too is that we have what we call joint survivorship on that immediate annuity as well, to upon your passing, the second individual that's a part of the policy will continue to receive a certain percentage of your payout for the rest of their life. You can't beat it. It's a win-win for everybody. It's a win-win for you. This is the reason why we put this together. Now, if somebody ever comes up to you and says, hey, look, you want to get a variable annuity? Run. Just run. Just keep going, okay? And also, too, another thing is that, there's so many financial managers, money managers, and so on and so forth. And if you think that the individual's not being very square with you, give us a call. We'll take a look. And do you know what we charge you? You ready? 0. We don't charge you anything, right? That's where they're going to charge you. Whether you make money or you lose money, okay, they're taking 1.5% to 2% of your portfolio on an annual basis, no matter what, okay? And we don't operate like that. We're not going to operate like that, all right? Had a case in point, matter of fact, Dustin, he's our Northern Kentucky field agent. He had a case that came in the other day, and I sat and worked on it, him and I both, for 2 days, where this money manager was trying to take a beautiful policy, and this is one thing that really bothers me, is that you've got a beautiful policy in place, it's making money, a lot of cash value in it, right? And these guys are coming in and say, you can scrap the Knights of Columbus, come get what I have, because mine's got a lot of lights and glitter and shiny and it's all beautiful, but when it comes down to it is when the man needs the money, he's going to have nothing, right? And when this policy came through, his original plan that he has with the Knights of Columbus, we have what we call a spousal waiver of premium, okay? Spousal waiver premium is a very important rider that costs absolutely nothing. It's free, okay? Basically what happens is a husband and wife take a long life insurance policy, permanent life insurance policy. We put it on the plan. Upon his passing before the age of 65, her policy is paid off for the rest of her life. No matter what, we're gonna pay it, okay? I seen it in action, and the lady said, thank you. Years ago, a young man, he passed away from leukemia. He was 27 years old, his wife was 25. They had spousal waiver premium on both of their policies. She was Baptist. She's not even Catholic, she's Baptist, okay? We paid off her life insurance policy for the rest of her life. And every year I got to thank you. Whenever she would get her statement in the mail, she'd call me and say thank you, okay? Now then, if somebody's out trying to take that away from you, that would raise a lot of red flags, right? Absolutely. So there's a lot of good money managers out there. I understand that. There's a lot of bad ones out there. But whenever I talk to folks, oh, this guy's the greatest thing since sliced bread, okay? But yet, he'll get mad if I take money out because he feels that it's best where it is. Well, you know, like last December, for those of you guys who follow the stock market, it was the worst December since 1932, right? We had a member who lost $30,000 in the stock market last quarter. We also had a member who lost $250,000 in the stock market last quarter. To me, that's a lot of money, right? And do you know what their money manager told them to do? Be okay, leave it in there, you're fine, it'll grow back. Okay, yeah, 15, 20 years from here it might, but it's not guaranteed. So, thing is that if you're gonna do the stock market, have you some conservative money set aside too. Did y'all ever hear of the Rule 100? Y'all know what the Rule 100 is? You take your age, right? Whatever your age is, that's how much money you should have in a conservative, guaranteed fund. So if you're 60 years old, 60% should be minimum in a guaranteed fund. 40% can be in a little liberal, a little aggressive. But then again, too, we don't know what the stock market's going to do, right? I mean, to me, the stock market is for Vanderbilt and, Rockefeller and so on and so forth. And that's another reason why they got rid of pensions, is because, one, we were living too long and it's costing them a lot of money, so they figured out you guys can take care of your own selves with your 401ks and just tie it into the stock market and good luck to you. So, anyway, be conservative with your money, put a plan together, make sure you do your plan. And if you have any questions, call us, it's free. I got some stuff over there on the table for you if you want. Any questions for me? Because I know, the green flags are getting ready over there in Daytona. Any questions? All right, well, thank you very much, Father Charles. Thank you for allowing us to come and visit with you all today.